welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be reviewing and doing 4 looks using the Menagerie Cosmetics Whalesong Palette. And this was from the first pre-order that they had. Unfortunately, the shipment got delayed because they had some issues with the vendor who was printing the palettes, and they basically screwed them over and never printed things and just completely stopped responding to them. So they got a new vendor and everything went smoothly and people were able to get their palettes. And I'm also going to be doing swatch comparisons, so I will leave some timestamps below. So I've used all the shades in the palette after creating the 4 looks. So I've created 4 looks using this palette, and so I've used all the shades in here, and I gotta say they're super pigmented. The metallics are really good. They don't need to be wet, but if you do want that extra kick, then I would wet them. And then the mattes are just super pigmented. The only con for me is that they stain pretty bad. I haven't really had any green eyeshadows stain before, maybe some of the Colored Rain, like bright colored ones, but these stained like within 30 minutes of being on my eyelids. So I know some people might not like that. I don't mind it, but I'm gonna be cautious about wearing it during the day just because I don't know how much the stain will be after an entire day. And then also the mattes have quite a bit of kick up and fallout as well. And you'll see that in my tutorials. There's quite a bit of fallout on my under eyes and also in the pan. It's just a lot of kick up, so I know some people don't like that. I don't mind it. It's definitely not the greatest. So I would recommend doing your base after or using like an eyeshadow shield under your eyes while you're working with this palette. And also, unfortunately, the shade Splash came a little bit broken in transit, which is fine because I was able to repress it down. Alright, and next I'm going to do some swatch comparisons between the Whalesong palette and the Ace Beauté Oceanic, Blue Moon by ColourPop, Just My Luck by ColourPop, and also the Certifay Affinity 2 palette. So let's get swatching. So here's the Oceanic palette and the Whalesong palette next to each other. And at first, from the photos, I thought they were going to be really similar, but they're actually quite different. So here's Plankton. I'm going to build it up just a little bit more. And Seaweed. And as you can see, they're pretty different, even though they look similar in the pan. The next one may be Whalesong and Marina. Here's Whalesong. Here's Marina. And then I will do Breaching, which is the deep blue, and Lagoon, but they're definitely pretty different from each other. So here's Breaching, and here's Lagoon. Looks like they seem a little bit more similar to each other once they're swatched. And then lastly, the only ones that look similar kind of is Reef and Seagrass. So Reef from the Whalesong palette, and Seagrass from the Oceanic palette. And those are pretty different. Next, I'm gonna compare the Whalesong palette to the ColourPop Blue Moon palette and the Just My Luck. So here I only see 2 similar shades, one being Bubble Net and Mo Mamba. So here's Mo Mamba from the ColourPop Just My Luck palette, and here's Bubble Net. And you can see those are pretty different. Mo Mamba is definitely lighter. Next, Splash and 50/50, but Splash seems to have a bit more depth. So here's 50/50 and Splash. Splash is definitely more teal and shimmery, while 50/50 looks a little bit more satin. And that's pretty much it from this palette. Next, the Blue Moon palette. Starry Eyed looks similar to Cetacean. Cetacean? I don't know how to pronounce it. So here's Starry Eyed, really applying great. And Cetacean from the Whalesong palette. They're a little similar, but I think Cetacean is just a bit more pastel-y. And then the other shade would be Clued In from the ColourPop. I'm gonna have to layer this one a little bit. And Breaching from Whalesong. You can see these are pretty different. Clued In almost looks teal when it's kind of swatched and blended out a little bit. Next, I wanted to compare the Certifay Affinity 2 palette, and I honestly don't see any real similarities here. Maybe Fluke and Bijal, but I feel like they're pretty different, so I'm not going to swatch them. So next I wanted to compare the Blush Tribe Hasina 2 palette, and the only shade I can see that is similar is Jade and Fluke. So here's Fluke from the Whalesong palette, and here's Jade. Jade is a little bit deeper, but they're pretty close. So overall, I feel like this palette is pretty unique, and there's not too many similar shades in my collection from the green themed palettes that I own.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh. Can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Disgusted with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face. I stood and wait because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. 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 Honey, I'm a perfect 10.
And those are the 4 finished looks that I created with the Whalesong palette. I definitely can't wait to play with it some more. And let me know in the comments below which look was your favorite, and I hope to see you in my next video.